I'm Melissa and welcome to Teacher Inspiration Station. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing an outline on my first day of school. And I got the idea for this video from Jennuine Teaching, and I'll link her video down below. We are part of a collab on activities to do during the first day of school, and I'll also link that playlist down below. And in it, she just did a basic outline of what she plans on doing during that first week. And I actually found her video to be very helpful. I enjoyed watching her thought process and how she was planning her first week. So I thought it would be beneficial or helpful to some of you if I just shared with you what I plan on doing the first day of school. So just pretty much a breakdown, step-by-step breakdown on my first day. So if you've been following my channel, you will know that I have pretty much my first week all set up. So I have it typed here in my happy planner. And I was going through the plans, and I'm actually going to be making a few minor changes, adjustments already, on my first day of school. So I'm just going to share that with you as well. I just hope you find this video useful. So let's go ahead and get started. So what happens with us on our first day of school is we meet outside. So about 10 minutes before the bell rings at 9, about 10 minutes before, or 15 actually, the principal would like us to meet outside. So on the field, we're all there, and we have a class list, and we have a sign that has my name and my grade and my room number. So I'll have the sign out there, and our school, the parents know in June on that last report card who their child's teacher is going to be. So the parents already know that their child is in my class, and if parents for some reason they don't know, they see our sign, so they see I'm a grade 1 teacher and all the grade 1 teachers are together, so they will just ask, hey, is my child in your class? And I'll have a class list. And I'll probably actually bring the class lists of the other teachers as well, just to help them say, oh, this is who your child's with. But there's only 3 grade 1 classes, so it's not that big of a deal. Some schools have a lot, so that would be helpful, but yeah. Anyways, so I have the parents out there, the children, I instruct them to line up. I'm warm, I'm welcoming, I have a smile on my face. Some kids are nervous, and I'll like talk to them, get down on their level and say, oh, I understand you're feeling a little nervous. I know I'm feeling a little nervous too. And you know, just to kind of calm their nerves and all that. And what's also great is you see some kids that you had last year who are saying hi and, you know, hugs, and it's nice to see them right after 2 months. So after that, I bring the students upstairs to our classroom, and the parents say their goodbyes. And so we go upstairs, and outside of our classroom is where the students are going to hang up their backpacks. So before they arrive, I have their names on their name tags by their hook. So I'll instruct the children, okay, find your name and hang your backpack on your hook. And they should know how to read their name. If they don't, I'll help them. And so we come in, and when they come into the classroom, they are going to see a table with name tags on it. And they're gonna see on the carpet books arranged in a circle. So I made a circle with different books, and in the middle, there's a bin with more books inside. And so I say to the students, okay, find your name tag, put it on, and go have a seat on the carpet with a book. And they're usually very calm, they're new, they're shy, they're quiet. It's usually a very calm time. Probably one of the calmest times in the whole school year, unless you have someone who's crying. But anyways, so the kids come in and they find their name tag and they put it on, and then they go and they sit with a book. And I'll, you know, praise kids who are doing a good job and following directions. Oh my goodness, look at how well so-and-so is sitting on the carpet with their book. You're doing an excellent job, very good leadership, and you know, whatever encouraging words. So they're all sitting there on the carpet. To get their attention, I will do like a clapping sequence. So, and there are some kids who are gonna know what to do. I'll say, oh, you know what to do. You repeat after me. Let's try again. And then they'll do it. So that's like the standard clap. Like the kids know it. Our whole school does it in assembly. So they pretty much know it. But for kids who don't, they'll catch on pretty quickly. So I'll get their attention and I'll say, wow, room 217, you did a really good job coming in, finding your name tag, sitting on the carpet with your book. You are showing excellent leadership in grade 1. Wow. And you just kind of praise them. And I'll say, okay, what I want you to do is I'm going to count very slowly from 10 to 0. And in that time, I want you to take your book and calmly and quietly put it in the bin. But I want you to put it in the bin in a special way. I want you to put your books where the cover is facing this way, and I'll show them like how all the books, the covers are facing a certain way, right? Because you don't want them putting it upside down, sideways, flat, whatever. Like we all have our way of how we want the kids to put the books away. So, and I'll say, you know, what should you do if you see someone putting their book away? Should you push them? No. Should you shove? No. What should you do? Raise your hand if you can tell me. And someone will say, wait. I say, yeah, that's right. You wait very patiently until someone puts their book away. And then when there's a space for you to put your book away, do so. And if you notice that there's a book that a student doesn't have, you can calmly pick it up and put it away. But we're not fighting over who gets to do that. We're just going to be calm and respectful, okay? And I count very slowly from 10 to 0. 10, 9, oh, nice, 8. And sometimes, like, the way you use your voice, you can be strategic with how you use your voice. If you're like, okay, kids, we're gonna be doing this, okay, everyone put their books away, and like, it gets the kids really excited and energized. So I find a lot of times in the classroom when I use my voice, and I'm very calm, very slow. I'm not being boring, but I'm just being strategic with my voice so that the kids just kind of match my voice with their actions and their voices as well. So I get to 0. Oh, I forgot to say, they put their book away and I say find a spot on the carpet. Yes, that's important. Crisscross applesauce, okay? And you praise kids as they're doing it. So as you're counting in between the count, you're like going, oh, good job sitting. You know, just so kids are feeling encouraged and positive reinforcement, and also for kids to get an idea of what they're supposed to do, for kids who are a little unsure. So I'll say, okay, they're all on the carpet, and I'll say, oh, wow, good job, room 217. And I might make a little joke like, is this grade 1 or is this grade 2? And I might like look at my list and they'll say, oh, it's grade 1. I'll say, oh, you're acting very mature and you're doing an excellent job. I thought this was grade 2 for a bit. Okay. And then they're all like, you know, and then I'll introduce myself. I'll say, you know, my name is Miss Clark. Raise your hand if you've seen me before. A lot of them have seen me because they visited my classroom. So we have a little bit of a discussion, and so I'll say, welcome to grade 1, and I'm really excited to be your teacher, and I heard such great things about this class and about you. So I know that we're gonna have a really good year, and yada, yada, yada. I will start with like a song. So some kind of a song like, hello my friends, hello, hello my friends, hello, hello my friends, hello my friends, hello my friends, hello my friends, hello. So I'll say, I'm gonna sing it first, you listen, and then it's a very simple song, but they can sing with me, or you can do a line at a time and they follow, however you want to do it. And any song really, that's just one that just came to my head here, but any song really. And so we sing, and that song's a great song because you can sing it in French, you can sing it in Spanish, you can sing it in any language, and as kids get more familiar with the song, they can even teach you in their language. So it's a good one. Anyways, so then I say we talk about rules. I'd like to introduce rules very quickly, one of the first things we talk about. And I'll say, raise your hand if you can tell me what rules are. I'll pick someone, they'll say rules are things that we're allowed to do or not allowed to do, and I'll say that's exactly right. And then I'll ask the kids, what are some rules that are good to have at school? And they'll say, no hitting, no kicking. They always say that, no hitting, no kicking, or no punching. And they'll say, yes, and what else? Tell me things that you should be doing. Be kind, be nice, or whatever. We're gonna have a bit of a discussion. And so I'll say, in our classroom, we have 4 rules. Now I have to say, in the past, I had 5 rules. It was listening ears, quiet mouths, walking feet, eyes on the speaker, and respect yourselves, others, and property. I think I'm missing one. Anyways, those are like my typical rules that I've done every year for the past, I would say, the longest time. But I was watching Glam Teacher, and in one of her videos, she talked about her rules, and they were be respectful, be responsible, be safe, and have fun. And those stuck with me because I'm like, you know what? I'll link that video down below. And that stuck with me because I'm like, you know what? That covers everything really. And I also need something fresh and new. I mean, for the kids, it's fresh and new, but for me, it's not. I've been doing the same rules, the same song to go with the rules. I'm like, let's change things up for me. You know, let's keep things fresh. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna share with the students what the 4 rules are: be responsible, be respectful, be safe, and have fun. So I'll introduce them one by one and I'll ask them to give me an example of each. So first one will be respectful. So what does it mean to be respectful? And we'll have a little discussion, treat others the way you would want to be treated, and we talk about respecting property as well, and respecting ourselves and also of course each other. And be responsible, what does that look like? And that totally aligns with our grade 1 curriculum, talking about responsibilities that they have at school, that they have at home, in our community. So that's definitely something they need to know, responsibilities. And what does it mean to be safe? Examples of that. And once we do all of those 3 things, then we can have fun. So I like to highlight a rule a day. So today it's going to be respectful. So I'm going to ask kids again to come up with some examples of what it means to be respectful, and I'm going to draw it on our chart paper. Examples of what that looks like in the classroom, examples of what that looks like on the playground. And I'll say to the kids, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to draw and write, try your best, on what it means to be respectful. So I've created these papers here, these sheets, and that's going to be the cover of the booklet. So it's going to be called School Rules. And that first page is be respectful. I hope you guys can see. Hold on. Hope you guys can see. So this is be respectful with a box for a picture and some lines. And I also have one for be responsible, be safe, have fun. Okay, so that's that. So I will make it into a booklet, staple it together, and I'll just tell them we're only working on the first page today, which is be respectful. And I could even have it turn to that. Sorry if the setup is now different because my camera just shut off. Anyway, but I can have the page turn to be respectful just so that they have it and they don't have to flip through, but it's up to you however you want to do that. So anyway, we're gonna sit and work. Now for this first sitting, I have the kids just choose their own spots. I don't have spots assigned because I don't know them yet, and I don't know who would be better sitting with whom and things like that. So on the first day, I just have them choose a spot. So I'll say, when you get your booklet, I want you to find a spot on the table to work. And so that's what they do. And you taught them to be quiet and walk, and that's your spot, you're not moving, and etc., you know. And this is excellent assessment because you can see, one, how the kids write their names, the kids who are independent writers, the ones who need a lot of support, the ones who are just drawing a picture, how they draw their picture, and also their answers, their responses, right? So we do that, and then I tell them that we're gonna work on it for a few minutes, and they need to sit and work during the whole time. So you're gonna have some kids after like 5 minutes, I'm done. So I tell them that we're just gonna stay and we're gonna be done basically when I say we're done. What should you do if you think you're done? And then we can talk about, you can add more details to your picture, you can add more color, you could, you know, think about something else that shows how you're respectful. So I give them some ideas on what else they can do. And I say, if you feel like you're done, raise your hand and I'll come over and I'll see. And then I will like encourage them to add more, things like that. But if they really feel like they're done, I show them the finished work bin and the still working bin. So there's a spot, that's where kids keep their work. So when they're done, they take their work and they put it in the finished work bin. And if they're not quite done and it's time to wrap up, they put it in the still working bin. So that's just how I do that, and I introduce that to them. So if you think you're done, you're gonna put it in the finished work bin, and then you're gonna get a book to read. And so I kind of keep that same bin that we're working on this morning. I kind of just stick to that, and they just kind of pick a book from there. So when I feel like it's time to wrap it up, because I feel like most kids are pretty much done, then I will tell the kids to, like, I get their attention, and then I can introduce them to a new way of getting their attention. So one thing I do is I shut off the lights and I'll say hands on top, and then some kids know that means stop. I'll say, ooh, like I'll, you know, praise the kids who know it. Not praise, because if they don't know it, they don't know it, but I will, I guess I am praising them. Like, I'll say, oh, good job. I'll try it again, and I'll say, okay, I'm gonna turn off the lights, and I'm gonna say hands on top. That means stop, and you stop immediately. And one thing that you need to do with that is you need to make sure that you have the attention of all the kids, because if you don't have the attention of every single child, then slowly but surely you're gonna start to have kids who, like, literally there's only going to be like half the class who get your attention when you say hands on top. You're gonna have kids still working. So if you notice that, you need to say, okay, I need everyone's attention, and you can call out names. And then for kids who are really having a hard time with that, have them practice during their recess time. You don't have the entire recess, but have them know that, like, this is serious. When I ask for your attention, you need to stop immediately. Okay, not when you feel like it, immediately. So usually when you take away the recesses for them to practice that, they don't like that. So just to let them know you mean business, and just to nip those kind of behaviors in the bud. And then as the year goes on, change it up. Like, change up your signal and how you want their attention. That's my advice, because after a while it kind of becomes background noise almost. So if you change it up, like, it helps. Anyways, so you get all their attention, and you say, okay, boys and girls, and you say, okay, room 217, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna meet on the carpet, and with your work, you can bring your work with you, and you remind them to push in their chairs. And some teachers have like a song that they play, and you tell them, like, when you play the song, that signals you to push in your chair and meet me on the carpet. But I just have them just meet me on the carpet. And then I'll have some kids share what it means to be respectful, and they come up and they share. I don't force anyone to do it. If they want to do it, they can. That should take us to about recess time. So before they go for recess, I show them where the washrooms are, and I tell them the washroom rules. During lessons when we're all on the carpet, I don't want anyone using the washroom during that time unless it's an extreme emergency. But during work time or recess time, or that's when you can use the washrooms. So I show them where the washrooms are. I tell them that they have to ask before they leave. Before they can use the washroom, they need to ask. And I know some teachers have like a signal, like this means washroom or this means washroom. I don't remember. Anyways, I've never done it. And every year I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that, but I never actually do it. So I don't know, I might do it this year. But anyways, but to ask, you must always go with a partner. So I show them where the washrooms are, and then we go downstairs. I show them where the washrooms are on the first floor, and that if they're outside at recess time, ask an adult to use the washroom. And I say, these are the washrooms you use. You do not go upstairs and use those washrooms, and whatever, all our procedures. Talk about what to do on the playground and just general. And this is something you have to do every single day. You can't just say, oh, the first day of school I told them and we're good now. Like, you gotta remind them every day until it becomes like a routine and they understand. So, and even so, you still need to give them reminders every so often. Anyway, so we do that. They go outside for recess, and then oh, and I show them where to line up after recess. When they hear that bell, when you hear the bell, that means that recess is over and you need to line up here, and I'll pick you up here. And so when recess is done, you meet them outside, and you tell them that to show that you're ready to go inside, you need to not be talking, and you need to be facing forward. We're not running, we're not playing, we're not hanging out beside the line. You need to show me you're ready, and then you line up. And then I guess to like nip certain behaviors, like the first couple days or whatever, they're fine, they're usually really good. But then there comes a period of, I call that the honeymoon phase. There comes a phase now where they're starting to get a little testy, or they're starting to get a little sloppy, and they're not as they were before. And when that starts to happen, then you need to say, okay, like, you have them practice during their own time. Like during recess time is a good time. You gotta nip those certain behaviors in the bud, because then it kind of starts to get a little out of control, and it's harder to manage when it gets to that point. So when you notice certain things, just kind of nip it. Next, what we're gonna do is First Day Jitters. So I love that book. So we're gonna do a read aloud of First Day Jitters. And ask the kids, do you know what jitters means, what it means to have jitters? And some kids will know, some kids won't. To explain that, it means nervous, anxious. Raise your hand if you had jitters this morning about grade 1. You can do like a little bit of like, I wonder what this book is going to be about. Oh, look at this. Looks like this person does not want to go to school on the first day, because I think the cover has the person underneath the covers and they don't want to go to school. It's a really cute book. Anyway, and then I say to the kids, okay, so we make a graph, and I don't have it physically here to show you, but I'll insert a picture of where I got this idea. And basically you draw on the bottom like 4 different emotions that kids can have. Of course they can have more, but we're gonna keep it simple. So I think happy, sad, worried is one of them, excited, and you draw the facial expression for each. Because we're gonna be making a graph. And so you give kids little slips of faces, like blank faces. I like to have the ones that's just like the face with like the little ears. And so I say, okay, I want you to draw a picture of how you felt about the first day of school. And this is not going to take long. Like, you hand out the papers, it takes like probably 5 minutes for them to be done. For kids who are done, again, they can put it in the finished work bin and get a book to read. But literally it's like, it's not long for them to draw a face. You instruct them to come to the carpet, and you tell them to make sure they write their name on the back, and you hand out back their faces, and then you say, okay, raise your hand if you felt happy about the first day of school. And all the kids who felt happy, they raise their hands, and then you call them one by one to stick their face on happy. So you're making a graph, essentially, like a picture graph, right? And worried, anxious for all of them, right? And so then we analyze the graph. Which feeling did most kids have? Happy, or whatever it is. How many more kids felt happy compared to sad, or whatever, right? And then at some point in the morning there's a prep, but anyways, you don't need to know all that. And then lunchtime. So when it's lunchtime, I go over the lunchroom procedures and what we do, and again reinforce what we do when we're outside, because they do have recess after they eat their lunch. So it's going to be different for different schools, so I'm not going to go over that with you. After lunch, I meet them again at that same spot when the bell rings, and then we play a community building name game. So what I do is I have the kids come and we make a circle. So I'll say, make a circle, big and round, big and round. Everybody join us, gather around, gather around. So they're holding hands and we're making the circle as we sing the song. They don't know the song yet, but they will know it. And they usually do a really good job on that first day of school, like really good. Anyways, so you have them sit down, and then I have like this jewel, which is like a paperweight, but I have it, I have a pink one and I have a turquoise one, but I just pick one obviously, but they're really cute. You can have the jewel in like a bag. Say, I have something very special in this bag. It is a jewel. You take it out, they're like, oh, ooh, ah. And I'll say, okay, so the person holding this jewel is the person who's talking. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna pass the jewel around and we're gonna say our name. Okay, I'll start first. My name is Miss Clark. Pass on to the next person. My name is Susie, or whatever. And so they pass it around. They say, oh, very good job. And it comes back to me. I'll say, okay, now I'm gonna say my name. And then I'm going to talk about what my favorite color is, or favorite animal, or what you wanna learn in grade 1, or I don't know, whatever, right? Keep it simple though, keep it simple. So, my name is Melissa, and my favorite color is yellow. My name is Miss Clark, and my favorite color is yellow, not Melissa. Anyways, and so it goes around. Okay, and yeah, that's usually like a fun little activity. And so after we do that, then we can do some sort of a even oh, I forgot to tell you, we do calendar. Oh my goodness. So we do calendar usually in the morning, and I can do a separate video on my whole calendar routine. Let me know in the comments if you're interested. Yeah, I didn't even put that in here, calendar. Yeah, we count the days to the 100th day of school. So every day we do the calendar and we count the days. So I can do a separate video on that. Forgot to mention that, but I can do calendar in the afternoon too. It doesn't matter. But anyways, it's like a nice morning routine. So I do it in the morning. So in the afternoon now, after we do that circle game, I introduce them to something called a name pattern activity. So I'm going to show you the template of what that looks like. I have 2 on one sheet, and basically, am I back in focus? Am I back in focus? Okay. So basically, I've made 7 rows and 4 columns. I always get them mixed up. But anyway, so I basically made boxes, like a little grid, and I tell the students that they're going to write their name. So 1 letter per box. So for my name, Miss Clark, I'll have the M here, S here, C here, L-A, whatever. And they just keep going. Each letter in their name, and they don't skip boxes. So if the ending of their name ends here, they just keep going with their next letter over there. Anyway, and then they color in all the, like for me, all the M's in my name, I'm gonna color the same color. Not all the M's, but like the first M in my name. If my name has 2 M's, the first M in my name is gonna be 1 color. And then the S is gonna be the same color, all the S's are gonna be the same color. Before we do that, they have to outline the letters with a marker. So each kid will get a marker. I don't like to put out markers. But each will get 1 marker. We'll do it like that. And then they'll color it in with crayon. That's what we'll do. It's a name pattern activity. And that's a nice little one to hang up on the ceiling. That's a nice one to hang up on the wall or bulletin board, not on the ceiling. So yeah, we do that. And then you can have kids share at the end. We, share what they look like, or I can just share everyone's. And some kids are not going to be done. They can finish the next day, or they can finish during activity time, whatever. Anyway, so we do that. Okay, next we are going to play a community building grab a question. And I don't have the questions here with me. They're upstairs. I'm too lazy to get it. So it's like a little baggie with little questions on it, and I'll link down below where I got this from. And they have questions like, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite book? How many siblings do you have? Whatever. And so we'll have the kids sit in a circle, and then I'll pick someone, or I can even grab a question. I can pick someone to do it. Grab a question, and then I'll read it, or they can read it. If they can read, great. And then we'll go around and they'll answer the question. Again, I can bring out my little jewel, whatever, but we can play it again. Anyways, and then it is recess. Again, we'll go over the whole procedure on what to do at recess. And then we will have a book. Is going to be We Don't Eat Our Classmates. And I'll link my video down below on what I plan on doing with that book. So it's basically a read aloud where they just share the characters' feelings and things like that. It's like a little bit of a drama activity. It's very basic and simple. So we'll do that. And then I'll introduce them to activity time. And I keep things simple in the first few days of school about activity time. I just keep it like bin toys, like 2 kids per bin toy. And Play-Doh, 4 kids at Play-Doh. Writing center. Writing center, I don't really have a limit. It's just anybody can write. Books and things like that. So I just share with them the different activities and how we do it. The reason why I keep it simple is because it's a lot of information overload. Like games, like I have a lot of games. I don't introduce that, or have like a stamping activity. I don't introduce that. So just keep it simple for the first day. And then when it's time to clean up, I instruct them that when they hear the song that tells them that it's time to tidy up, and I say you tidy up right away as soon as you hear that song. And they clean up after they've played for a bit. And then I tell them about our dismissal routine. And the way it is, the kids are not allowed to leave without saying bye. We walk them outside. They tell me who's there to pick them up. They say bye. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I really hope you found this video useful, helpful, and it wasn't a lot of me, less me, But I was watching Jennifer's video, and I did find it helpful, and I was interested in what she was doing. So I just thought I would make my own outline of my first day of school. If you like this video, you know the drill. Thumb it up, subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.